Even though the tablet boom has slowed down and the world is waiting for the Samsung Galaxy S10, Samsung will add 2 new tablets to the list shortly before the MWC, the Samsung Galaxy Tab A10 2019 and the Samsung Galaxy Tab S5e. I'm Lars from All About Samsung, and today we're gonna have a first hands-on. The Samsung Galaxy Tab A series has been somehow the middle class compared to the Tab S high-end tablets. Now the 2019 edition follows, and to the surprise also a Galaxy Tab S. But the Samsung Galaxy Tab S5e looks more like an upper middle class on the paper. Visually, the Tab S5e is extremely stylish and slim, 5.5mm, 5.5. That's how thin the new Tab S5e is. In addition, there are also extremely thin edges around the display, but one after the other. On the front of the Tab S5e sits a 10.5-inch AMOLED display with a resolution of 2560 by 1600 pixels. Around the display sits a thin edge that is about the same thin everywhere. Apart from the 5-megapixel front camera, there is nothing else to see here, not even a home button or a fingerprint sensor. If you turn the device, there is a metal frame with a spectacular 5.5mm. Extremely thin, extremely nice, and really high quality. At first I was skeptical that the tablet might be too thin, but it's not. You get used to it extremely quick. There are a total of 4 speakers in the frame, which also offer Dolby Atmos. The frame also contains a pogo connector for accessories, such as a keyboard, and it contains a power button at the top right. And in the case of the Samsung Galaxy Tab S5e, it also has a fingerprint sensor in the frame in place of the power button. An unusual choice for Samsung at the moment, but a fingerprint sensor in the frame and home button is also expected for the Samsung Galaxy S10e. This works quite well despite its small surface area. However, if the very flat tablet, well, lies flat on the table, it's quite difficult to operate. What you miss in the frame is a 3.5mm jack connector. There is a USB Type-C port, but that's it. You won't find a jack port. The Tab S5e comes with headphones with USB Type-C for this purpose. After all, that's probably the price you pay for 5.5mm. What you don't miss, by the way, is a dedicated Bixby button. On the back there's high quality aluminium, whereby one can recognize here plastic strips behind which probably the radio antennas hide themselves. The 13-megapixel camera is also located here, which is almost flush with the back. Under the hood of the Samsung Galaxy S5e, the rest can be seen. Despite the 5.5mm thin device, did I mention how thin the tablet is? The Tab S5e has a 7040 mAh strong battery that is supposed to provide a battery life of 14 hours. The strong battery is supposed to be charged in about 3 hours thanks to a more or less fast charge. 4GB of memory is good, 64GB of internal storage also, especially since you can expand it via microSD, and the whole thing will be powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon 670 octa-core with 2 strong and 6 more efficient cores clocked at 2 and 1.7 GHz. The Samsung Galaxy Tab A10 2019, on the other hand, is more unspectacular and mid-range. A classic 10.1-inch TFT display with a resolution of 1920 by 1200 pixels sits on the front. The frame around the display is a bit thicker at the narrower ends, but a bit thinner at the sides. The Tab A10 2019 is still slim at 7.5mm, but not quite as thin as the S5e. There are only 2 speakers in the frame that can also handle Dolby Atmos and no fingerprint sensor, but a 3.5mm jack connector. If you turn the device, it becomes clear that you have a solid tablet here, but not a premium class one like the Tab S5e. The back is also made of metal, but not as high quality. On the back there is a 5-megapixel camera, good enough for a tablet. Under the hood there is a 6150 mAh battery, 3GB of memory and 32GB of internal storage, which is also expandable here, and an Exynos 7904 octa-core. For the software, both the S5e and the Tab A10.1 2019 rely on Android 9.0 Pie with the One UI. This looks very minimalistic on a tablet but remains a matter of taste. The Tab S5e also has Bixby Home on the home screen without a Bixby button. The Tab A10.1 2019 does not. The software runs smoothly and well, and an obvious question with a, well, paper-thin tablet like the Tab S5e is of course whether you can write on it with an S Pen or not. But Samsung doesn't offer this function for both tablets, so again, clearly the S Pen is not supported here. But Samsung DeX is supported, but only on the stronger Tab S5e. All in all, two quite different tablets. The ultra-thin, high-quality Tab S5e and the bread and butter mid-range Tab A10.1 2019. It also has its advantage. The price is surprisingly reasonable for such a chic tablet. In my opinion, €419 for Wi-Fi and €479 for LTE is a fair pricing for the Samsung Galaxy Tab S5e. The Galaxy Tab A10.1 2019 is just as fair with €259 for Wi-Fi and €319 for the LTE version. It seems Samsung is responding to the market by simply bringing a nice mid-range tablet and an extremely slim, stylish upper mid-range tablet at a reasonable price. I'm not a tablet fan, but the Tab S5e could change that. If you have any questions about this, just let me know in the comments. Hopefully I can bring you a longer video on the tablets on the MWC, so don't forget to subscribe and wait until the next video. I'm Lars from All About Samsung. Thanks for watching. See you the next time. Bye.